Hello, my friends. Jill Ortiz here in my empowered fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. It's Wednesday, and that means that today is time for our Wednesday Q&A session addressing all of your questions on menopause, weight gain, hormones, hot flashes, and the like. It's funny because I just looked back at last week's video and I was in like 3 layers of clothes, and today I look like I'm ready for summer. So hopefully that warm weather will stick. I'm here in southern Florida, in the West Palm Beach area where I live, and hopefully you are going to be vacationing somewhere warm sometime soon, or you live somewhere warm too. I know a lot of us are over the winter. I was over that 1 week where it was really cold, so I'm glad that my nice warmth is back. It's what I live for. So when you hop on, if you hop on live, let me know where you're tuning in from, or if you're watching on the replay. And if this is your first time here in one of our Wednesday Q&A sessions, welcome. I love these because I love empowering women with answers, and I love that y'all come up with really great questions and are wanting improvement, are wanting change, and are wanting to know what to do. So we're going to get right into it and answer some questions today. I do want to do one little announcement. Since Monday, we put a poll to the group, and we decided that next Monday, on February 16th, we are going to do a triple threat challenge. This is something we have done so many times over this past several years, but not in quite a while. I don't think we've done this for at least 2 years. So the triple threat challenge is simple. It's 3 workouts: arms, abs, and glutes. And I show up Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week live in a separate Facebook group, and I teach you these amazing 15-minute fun workouts, and your job is to just complete them in the week and to get some momentum going, to learn some new things, to be part of the community, to be offered some great deals. And I already posted some bonuses in our group yesterday, one that is really going to be helpful for your nutrition. We've got some other optional bonuses in there. You could do 2 of my total body conditioning express workouts. You can add those. The challenge is only $17, but if you want to add those, it's only another, I think, $17 as well. And then you can also, or maybe it's 19. I don't remember. You can also add my 5-day Kickstart Cleanse menu so that you have a really great meal plan to go along with the challenge, so that you can get the most incredible results in just 1 week. And I'll be infusing more bonuses and fun stuff in there. And then at the end of the week, if you've completed the challenge, you'll be offered an amazing deal to progress in your transformation journey. So I'm excited. Definitely one of my favorite challenges to coach. And I love teaching. I love teaching fitness. So it's an opportunity for me to create some new stuff too. So let's get into some questions. I included the link to sign up for the Triple Threat Challenge in our post here. I'll send out an email as well. So let's see. Here we have Lisa, brand new to our group. And when Lisa came into our group, she said, I asked some questions. I say, what's holding you back? Why is it that we're not getting to our goals? And Lisa has a big goal. She wants to lose over 100 pounds. And she says it's lack of motivation and not knowing how to start. I can understand that when you're at that point where you have 100+ pounds to lose, even if you have 10 pounds to lose, how confusing it is in this day and age to know where to start, especially if you want to do it in a really healthy and sustainable way. And so I totally get that, but I don't think Lisa has lack of motivation. She expressed to me that she really wants to lose this 100+ pounds. And my guess is that this is really, really important to Lisa's health and longevity, to lose those 100 pounds. So that in itself is motivation. What we're missing is that knowledge of what to do and getting started on it. So maybe Lisa would like to join our Triple Threat Challenge next week. That would be a great first step for her. She asked me the question, when will the night sweats and hot flashes end? And this is something from my education as a menopausal metabolism coach. One of the most interesting things that I learned is what makes the symptoms worse. And really, really interestingly, your weight has a lot to do with it, having excess fat. And I'll tell you another thing that I found to be really interesting about who has the worst and the longest symptoms as well. But insulation effect from body fat, when you have a lot of excess body fat and your body says, we've got to cool ourselves down, and it starts to take those efforts to cool down, right? So if you think about it, like when I used to play basketball, my face would get really red, I would sweat, and that was my body's efforts to cool my body down when I was exerting a lot of effort. But when you have a lot of excess fat, it makes those cooling mechanisms a lot less efficient. So having a lot of excess fat and all that extra insulation can cause like prolonged hot flashes, right? Your body's just in overdrive trying to cool you down. Hormone disruption due to extra fat. During menopause, you've got your estrogen, your progesterone fluctuating, declining, and this can cause kind of like just a mess in the signaling of your hormones to your body. So when your hormones are confused, the symptoms get worse. Insulin resistance, right? Heavier, your insulin resistance is not going to be great. And so that's another factor. And so studies show that weight loss will help with those symptoms, especially the hot flashes, the night sweats, and those things. And so what helps you with weight loss? Strength training, blood sugar regulation, stress reduction, sleep improvement, adequate protein, reducing your alcohol and your processed foods. And so all these things that we do to just help with your weight loss is also going to help you with managing your symptoms. Another thing that I learned very, very interesting was that we saw a big correlation. We see a big correlation culturally, that those who, very interesting, if you think about the spectrum of who has the least amount of symptoms for the least amount of time, it was Asians and Indians. After that, Caucasians were kind of in the middle, Caucasian Americans, Europeans, Caucasian, European. Then you have, on the higher end, Hispanics and African Americans. And basically what's happening here is, number one, there's a correlation to body fat and lifestyle choices, nutrition, and the other thing is stress. And so what they found was that Hispanics and African Americans carry a lot more stress, women carry a lot more stress than their Asian Indian counterparts. And then you got the Caucasians in the middle, you got the crazy ones, and you got the ones who, think about like crazy American Karens, and think about, like the yogis, right? So we've got a spectrum. And of course, this is just, it is not saying that every person in that culture is the same, but there were trends, right, across cultures. And it happened to be that the higher the body fat mass and the higher amount of stress, or even mindset and, teaching around menopause, if we characterize it as this evil, then the symptoms seem to be worse. So these are all really interesting things. So, so we know that we need to be doing all these healthy things to relieve stress and to get, to slim down, and they will all help you with your symptoms in the end. So I hope that answers the question that if we start doing those right things and we do them consistently, Lisa, then you're going to feel better. So that also can be your motivation to start losing, to have a plan, to be consistent in your plan, is to not feel the misery of those symptoms. Now, another thing is that kind of becomes a cycle, right? So if you are having hot flashes, night sweats, then you're probably not sleeping, which means that your cortisol levels are rising, your insulin resistance is changing, your everything, you're exhausted, so you're turning to sugars and foods to keep you awake. It all just ends up a cycle, which will end up having you gain even more weight. So we need to be working on, again, your fitness, your nutrition, your sleep, your stress, and possibly hormone replacement therapy could help, or proper supplementation. These are all things that I teach in my 5-day menopause makeover. And so that's something we might talk about. All right, let's move on. And if you see me like looking over, it's because I have all my notes on my computer screen here. Tina, we have a lot of people who mentioned motivation issues this week. So number one, I'd say go back to my Monday motivation video and watch that. Every Monday, I do Monday motivation in here. Every Wednesday, I do my Q&A session. So Tina says motivation is holding her back. She says, I start and then I don't stick with it over and over again. So she's doing this yo-yo game, right? Which I think anybody who considers themselves a yo-yo dieter or a yo-yo exerciser, you've probably always struggled with weight loss, right? And so we know that's not the approach we want. That's not the result we want. And so her question to me, Tina says, why do I gain more weight every day? I am very active. So my guess is that you answered your own question above, right? I start and I don't stick with it over and over. So you're not getting anywhere, right? So even if we restart our diet every Monday and, and we keep on doing all this tough activity or whatever it is, if we don't have consistency in the right tools and the right actions, then we never get anywhere. And if you quit because you're not getting anywhere, then you definitely won't get anywhere, right? So I would say, Tina, let's book a call. I've included the link in the post here so that you can book a call with me and we can literally go from the morning when you wake up till you go to bed and talk about what are you eating all day and how consistent are you with your good nutrition or bad nutrition, and what are you doing for workouts? Are they the right workouts? Are they sustainable? Or are you trying so hard that you're doing things that are not even helping you move the needle in the right direction? So we might have to course correct a little bit. And to be quite honest, if you're not having fun doing the things and you're not enjoying them, then no, you're not going to have high motivation. No, they're not going to work. And no, you're not going to stick with them. So those who are in my community know that it's got to be like the best thing. You can't wait for your workouts. You love your food. You want to take a picture of all your plates like I do every day. You want to share them with everybody. If you go to my stories right now, you're going to see what I ate for lunch yesterday and for dinner yesterday. And it should be a joy. You'll see me in my workouts and you'll see me talking about my workouts in my community, right? And so that is where we need to get, is to a place where we love what we're doing. We love that it's getting us results and that we just want to stay on the journey. One of my clients today, I can't remember, I think maybe it was Janelle, possibly Jessica. I think it was Janelle, it was you, wasn't it? Who posted maybe a meme or something that said, you've changed when it just feels wrong to not do a workout in the day. And I agree. Like, if I don't get my steps, if I don't do some kind of like physical activity, I get tired. Something doesn't feel right. My mood is garbage. I get hungrier. I start looking around for food. I'm just sluggish, because working out opens up your blood vessels. It opens up your lungs. It gets everything moving. It gets your digestive system moving. We all want to be regular, right? And so when you don't do this, it makes you feel sluggish. And that just creates more of that pattern of feeling sluggish as opposed to feeling energized. So, all right, let's move on. Yadira said she is struggling with depression, and I think she asked, I couldn't quite understand her question, is menopause the reason for her weight gain? So it could be, right, very well, if we're not adjusting to this period in time. So you don't just like gain weight because you're in menopause, or we say in menopause. That's kind of a weird thing to say. I actually saw a really funny comedic, like a stand-up act the other day. She's like, this is the only thing that we say we're in. Like, she's like, we're not in the flu. We're not in, this and that. She says, but we say we're in menopause. So in this stage of menopause in your life, it's not like you just start gaining weight for no reason. It's that things are changing in your body. And if you don't adapt to the new rules, then you're going to gain weight. Then you're going to experience symptoms that will cause you to gain weight, right? And you're not going to be doing the right things. And so number one, you have to yes, menopause is probably the reason why you're seeing changes, but you are the reason why you are gaining weight, because you're not adapting to the things that you need to be doing. You're not changing your approach. The other thing to note is that depression can also have an effect where, number one, having, anxiety, depression, mood disorders, that can all lead to stress, anxiety, high cortisol levels. It can lead to you not doing your workouts. It can lead to you eating the wrong things and trying to self-soothe. In addition, if you're taking medications, they can cause constipation. They can cause water retention. There's so many side effects. And so, yes, so all this stuff likely has to do with why you're seeing weight gain. But we have control. And although it doesn't always feel like we have control, we do. We have control over how we perceive things. We have control over the actions we take. And we have control over the beliefs that we build based on those actions that we take, who we surround ourselves by, and what we do to better our situation. So I don't think that all is lost, Jadira. I think we can talk about it and figure out the right plan of action for you to make this change happen, okay? You're not alone. There's many women who are going through the same stuff. You can raise your hand if you're going through the same depression from menopause. Okay, Jackie, again, another one. She says motivation is holding her back. So what we need to do, Jackie, and anybody else who feels like they're missing the motivation, is number one, dig deep to identify, why do you need change? What is it going to feel like if you stay the same? Where is that path leading you? Are you okay with that? If you're not okay with that, then your motivation is there, that your motivation is change. You're either going to feel motivated to stay the same because you don't want to do the work, or you're going to feel motivated to change because you're not willing to stay where you're at, right? We're motivated by things that bring us pleasure, and we're motivated by things that bring us pain. And so you've got to dig down and figure out what's going to motivate you. Is it avoiding pain or seeking pleasure? Then you don't need anything but a plan, and the right plan, and then accountability to take action on that plan consistently. That will get the ball rolling. I promise you it will. So a good first step would be the Triplethreat challenge, since we have that one starting on Monday. Again, I haven't run it in like 2 years. I don't know when or if I would run it again, but I just felt like it was time. Like, we need something that's a tiny little step. All you got to do is 3 15-minute workouts. You get access to them forever, but I swear I'm going to be infusing lots of knowledge and excitement and motivation, and it'll be fun, and I can't wait. And so it'll be great. So that would be a great first step, maybe for Yadira, maybe for Jackie, actually for everybody, Lisa, Tina, and anybody else who's out there, who doesn't already have a plan with me. Okay. So Jackie asks how to get rid of menopause belly fat. So number one cause is going to be cortisol, stress, right? Stress of so many things. We've got mental stress, we've got physical stress. So maybe you're doing a lot of cardio, too much cardio. Maybe you're not getting any exercise. That's stressful for your body too. Maybe you're eating too much. Maybe you're not eating enough. Maybe you're eating too many carbs. Maybe you're eating too much processed foods. Maybe your digestive system needs a break. Maybe it's medications. Maybe it's your environment. I mean, there's a lot of things that could bring you stress, right? So number one thing is managing stress. Number two is going to be managing nutrition. Now that we have new tolerances to insulin, sugar, blood sugar, we need to change up what we're doing. We need to be adding more muscle to our bodies since our body is naturally losing muscle during this point in life. So these are all things we have to make sure we're getting enough sleep, because that can also raise our cortisol if we're not getting sleep. So all these things, symptoms management, right? So all these things are going to help you with this belly fat that you're feeling. So we got to get on the plan, get educated, get on the plan, stay on the plan, and have fun doing it. Okay. We got Rebecca. She says she doesn't know what to do in terms of exercises. She says, I would like to know what to eat and a shopping list when I go to the grocery store and maybe some recipes. So Rebecca, you need to join the Triple Threat Challenge, because number one, you're going to get 3 really fun workouts: arms, abs, and glutes. Those are the 3 body parts that everybody asks me for extra bonus workouts in and wants to change, right? And then you're also going to have an opportunity to add on a 5-day meal plan. And so that has literally shopping list, recipes, and the plan. And it's super simple and it's super cheap when you add it on to the Triple Threat, which is also super cheap. So you're going to get that. You're going to get community support and a continuation plan offer as well after the week is over. So I think that's the best place to start. If anybody else is out there who just wants nutrition coaching, I offer that. We can talk about it. You're welcome to set up a call with me and we can go over it, talk about options. We've got Darla. She says she wants to lose belly fat and speed up metabolism, and she asked how to lose belly fat. We've got a lot of common themes this week, so we kind of already went over that. Jill also says, how can I increase my metabolism to ignite belly fat burning? And so again, we need to add muscle to your body. More muscle means higher metabolism, means that you're going to be burning fat quicker and easier. So I need to teach you how to build muscle and get that metabolism up. Many of you too, I know already, are under eaters. And so we're going to talk about that in a second. But if you're chronically under eating, you're killing your metabolism. So you got to make sure that you're eating enough. And that leads me to Jill's other pieces of the puzzle that she told me. She says she wants to lose 10 to 15 pounds. She said what she's done in the past no longer works, and she's afraid to eat carbs. So we can't be afraid to eat carbs. They are our body's preferred source of energy. They give us quick energy. If your body needs energy like right now, eat fruit, eat carbs, starchy carbs, eat the good stuff, eat some healthy fats so that the carbs don't burn so fast, eat some protein so you have some sustained energy as well, right? And so we can't be afraid of the carbs because number one, they are hydrating, they have nutrients, they're gonna fuel you, they are your body's brain fuel as well. And if you cut out the carbs, there's only 2 other things that left: protein and fat. And we don't want you overeating on the fat, and it is exhausting to eat a ton of protein. I know you all know that because you always say it's so hard to get all your protein in, right? Even though you know you should be eating more. And that brings us to our final question of the day, asked by Claudine this morning. And she asked, is there such a thing as consuming too much protein? And so what we do, or what we're doing in February in my my coaching program, Empowered Fitness Mastery, this is my long-term coaching program where you get private coaching with me. You get, this amazing group of women who literally just blow my socks off every day with their participation, their community and whatnot. And so right now, and we do a raffle every month. So right now on Wednesdays, we're doing a Wednesday wellness quiz, or I call it Wellness Wednesday quiz. And I ask a question of my community, and their job is to go research, and they come back with so many amazing answers, and we all learn about a particular topic. And so my question to the ladies this morning was, how does protein intake affect metabolism, muscle maintenance, and hormone balance as we age? And it's as simple as Googling or going to AI and asking that question. And so Claudine herself came back with these amazing answers from ChatGPT, and it said, as we age, we naturally lose muscle, which slows metabolism. What did I tell you? Protein helps keep muscle, so it helps keep metabolism higher. Older adults need more protein than younger people, not less. Protein helps maintain strength and balance, control appetite and blood sugar, support hormones and immune health, and eating too little protein speeds up weakness, fatigue, and weight gain. It told her this is the plain short version. Great topic to read up on. Let's take a look at some other answers. Stephanie's answer says, protein boosts metabolism by increasing the energy cost of digestion and helping stabilize blood sugar. It becomes essential for maintaining muscle since aging muscles need more protein to trigger growth and prevent sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is when your muscles just they're exhausted and they're not working anymore. Adequate protein supports hormone balance by improving satiety signals, meaning you stay fuller longer, moderating cortisol swings, and providing building blocks for the key metabolic hormones. Older adults benefit from higher quality protein and consistent intake across meals to keep metabolism, muscles, and hormones steady. So that's a good tip too. So the recommendation is 25 to 40 grams per meal, 3 to 5 meals a day, right? Let's see. Janelle had a really long one here. Protein intake increases metabolism through thermic effect of food requiring... Okay, this is very technical. We're going to move to some more fun stuff. It boosts metabolic rate, aids in maintaining lean muscle mass, increases satiety, things we already heard. It's critical for maintaining muscle mass as it provides essential amino acids that drive muscle protein synthesis and repair micro tears caused by daily activity and exercise. Consuming adequate high-quality protein prevents muscle loss, especially during caloric deficits or aging. So you might want to be losing weight, but we don't want to lose the weight from your muscles, which is what we're seeing with a lot of weight loss drugs, as people are losing all their good muscle mass. And that was also included in there. So I think a lot of these other answers pretty much repeat the same kind of stuff. Lisa's answer says high protein intake stabilizes blood sugar, reduces cravings, supports reproductive health, and helps manage weight and stress. Yes. So muscle maintenance, metabolism, and hormone balance. Those are the big things. So after all these answers start coming in, Claudine asked, so is there such thing as too much protein, right? And there can be, but what we see is generally women in this stage of life are not overeating on their protein. It is very hard to severely overeat on protein. It is a lot of food to be overeating. So it is kind of hard. It's exhausting, right? And so, imagine eating 3 chicken breasts in a meal. Nobody's doing that, we're overeating on the potato chips, not the chicken breasts. But so we don't see that happening often. I was pulling up some little, tidbits, for general health, the minimum amount of protein, 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. You'd have to convert that to ounces and pounds or grams and pounds. I think it's usually a kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So 0.8 grams per 2.2 pounds. Fat loss, it says, this one, they put it in pounds for me, 0.55 to 0.73 grams per pound. And then it says highly active or muscle building phase, at least 1 gram per pound. So if I'm 150 pounds and I'm working on muscle building and don't want to lose my muscle mass, then I should eat 150 grams of protein in the day, which you could break that down into, 50, 50, 50, but 50 grams of protein, it feels like a lot when you're eating it. So what if we took 10 out? We did 40, 40, 40 and a 30 gram fourth meal, right? Which could be like a protein shake. So those are things to think about. So if about a gram per pound is 150 grams for a 150 pound woman, then I don't see many women eating 200 grams, 250, 300 grams. The only things that we need to worry about if you do seem to be eating that much is, number one, your overall calorie intake could be kind of high, which means that you might be gaining weight. Or if you are struggling with any kind of, kidney issues, right? Those who have kidney issues, may not be able to eat that much protein. Perhaps there's other, medical needs, where we need to keep protein intake down. The other thing is, if you're eating like all protein, but you're keeping your calories at a good level, it's possible that you're missing out on a lot of good nutrients, right? So, your starchy carbs, your grains, your fruits, your vegetables, if you're eating so much protein that you don't have room for those things, then, even healthy fats, then you might be missing out on a ton of necessary nutrients that will help your body be well-rounded. So think of that, like, when your kids or your grandkids are applying to college, they don't want somebody who's got straight A's, but doesn't play an instrument, doesn't play a sport, did no activities, got involved in no community service, right? Just having smarts is not what colleges want. They want well-rounded kids, right? And so they want somebody who does the music and the sports and the community service and has the good grades. So you got to think of the nutrition like that too. So in any of those diets that says high this, high that, low this, low that, you're not being well-rounded, right? You're not getting all the good stuff. You might be missing out on fiber, on important healthy fats that we need because our body doesn't make all of the healthy fats that we need. We have to ingest them. So, another issue if you're eating too much protein is you could have bloating, constipation, reflux, all those things. So, I don't think I had any other notes in here. The recommendation is 25 to 40 grams, 3 to 5 meals a day, right? And so if you're in my program, then you probably have some cheat sheets from me on what exactly constitutes that kind of protein intake. If you're interested and want to do some nutrition coaching with me, then we can absolutely talk about that. But hopefully that was helpful too in this conversation. All right, I think I'm done because I'm hungry. It's time to go. Wednesday over. My dogs need to get walked. All right, so if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Number one, you can drop them in the chat. You can email me. You can text me, call me, show up at my door. I don't care. Any of those things. And you can set up a call with me and we can go over your personal situation so that we can figure out what's holding you back, where you want to go, how you're going to get there. You'll have somebody to hold you accountable, and let's sign you up if you're not already in my Empowered Fitness Mastery program, because if you are, you're working on your own plan. If you're not in my programs yet, then let's sign you up for the Triplethreat Challenge, because it's going to be really fun. And to be honest with you, that has been like the catalyst for change for so many of my clients. So, alrighty. Bye everybody. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.